Everyone has one thing they love to do to relax. Since I was a kid, my one go-to activity to relax at the end of the day was and still is playing video games. Ever since I was introduced to Sonic the Hedgehog back in the third grade, I was hooked on playing games. But like all children, I grew up. I fell in love, I got married, started a family, and with that, new priorities and expectations were set before me. It all feels like a blink of an eye, but here we are today. Here I am, happily married with 5 children. A few years ago now, I retired from my teaching career and began taking care of my kids full time. When I started my new career as a stay-at-home dad, I had 2 kids on the roster, and now my wife and I added a few more players to the game to make it 5 little players playing the dad game each and every day. What is the dad game, you ask? The dad game is what I call my daily operations when taking care of my 5 children. Some days I win the dad game and sometimes I lose. But as long as I know in my heart that I put forth my full effort while playing the dad game, well then, my friends, that's when the dad game earns the video game. And that's what this show is all about. Throughout the weekly episodes of the show, I'll talk about what I do to manage, love, discipline, play, and most importantly, be actively present for my 5 kids throughout the day. One doesn't win the dad game if all kids are smiling at the end of the day. Any parent knows that simply isn't the case all the time. Of course you want that, but life doesn't always work that way, and each day brings forth its wins and losses. I win the dad game by knowing if I gave 100% to my family each day. There's no referee, there are no judges, it's just me against myself. And I try to set the bar pretty high for myself each and every day. I mean, come on. You know whether or not you put in a strong effort with your kids. One knows whether or not they are being actively present with their children. Any parent can tell you that. For me, if I can look in the mirror once the dad game is done for the day, and I can safely say that I was actively present for my children, then my friends, that's when the dad game earns the video game. Let's get into this. My kids are 8, 6, 4, 3, and 10 months. They are all almost 2 years apart, and I've been blessed with 4 boys and 1 girl. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever think I would become a stay-at-home parent. The thought never entered my mind in any way, shape, or form. When the time came for my wife and I to make this decision, I thought to myself, sure, all I gotta do is take care of these kids all day, no problem. Did I have it wrong? 2 became 3, 3 became 4, and now 4 became 5. And this has been the hardest job I've ever had, but also the most rewarding as well. I struggled for a long time adjusting to my new job and lifestyle. I thought to myself, as a man, am I really providing for my family? Or how will my boys view me as as a stay-at-home parent when they learn that most of their friends' moms stay home with them? Would they look up to me as a father figure I wanted to be viewed as? These questions would constantly run through my mind. And when I finally took a moment to actually think about the lifestyle I chose for our family, then the purpose of why I chose stay-at-home fatherhood right now in my life became clear. This opportunity is a blessing, it's a gift. Rather than focus on negative thoughts about my newfound career path, I made the active choice on focusing on the positives of our decision. Not only does this life change make sense for my family, but now my kids get to spend their days with their dad. How many kids and dads, for that matter, get to experience something like this? It's funny, some dads I talk to say, I don't know how you do it, I couldn't do it. While others say they need their time at work just to stay focused on life. When I started focusing on the positives of my decision, then everything became easier, and the purpose of my decision became clear. One of my goals in life is to always be a positive role model to younger generations. And now, through stay-at-home fatherhood, I get to directly experience that with my own kids. How many dads get to experience that? Not many, by any means. In our society, in the traditional American family, mom stays home and tends to the house and the children. Dad goes to work to put food on the table. This is the tale as old as time over here. In my household, our traditional family roles are completely flipped. Dad tends to the house and children, and mom brings home the bacon. After focusing on the positives, getting organized, adapting to handling 5 children when I'm out in the field flying solo, this is the point when I created and started playing the dad game. The dad game is more of a dad challenge if we get technical over here. The dad game is also the standard I set for myself every day. So when I look at myself in the mirror at night, I can safely say that I was actively present for my kids today. I didn't just leave them in the background of my life. They were my main focus today while getting things done that need to get done. If I can look at myself in the mirror and clearly say that I did this, then I won the dad game. That's how I earn the video game. I'm a big boy, folks. I gotta make big boy disciplines over here. I've always held myself to a high standard, and I've always enjoyed challenging myself to earn my keep. You gotta put some work in here, folks. This is life. Life is hard. But hard work leads to great rewards. And now in the adulting days of my life, I have to earn my game time. It's a rule I have for myself. And living this way promotes balance and stability in my mind, which allows me to perform at a very high level. Have you seen my videos on the channel? Forget about it. The videos are great. Go check it out. Dad Bod Gaming on YouTube. Managing 5 children now, no problem. Flying solo with 5 children in tow, no problem. I chose to have all of my children. I chose to stay home and take care of them. I actively choose to be present in their life and not allow them to exist in the background. There's a big difference between being an active parent and a passive one. If you're a parent, you know exactly what I mean. And it's okay to be passive at times, but definitely not all the time. I don't want to go too deep on this. It's a topic for another day. But if I can look at myself and say that I did this, then I earn my game time. And I have to be honest when I judge myself, because if you're not, why bother? That's another topic for another day too. Forget about it. I got topics for days. This is how the dad game earns the video game. The dad game is my daily challenge. If you've ever watched DMG Live on Friday nights, then you've heard me say, when the kids are in bed and tucked away, it's time for dad to play. Before they're tucked away, I'll know if I won the dad game for the day or not just by saying goodnight to them. This is the standard of how I choose to live my life as a stay-at-home father. The dad game isn't just about earning video game time. Any father can play the dad game. It all depends on what you're playing for. For me, my go-to activity to relax is video games. For some guys, it could be playing rec sports. For some guys, it could be a weekly poker tournament with friends. Rewards for playing the dad game could be anything. But at this stage of the game of life, folks, I believe those rewards should be earned. And if a man makes a commitment to being a good father and a role model, then the dad game is a method used as discipline when living life. If you're a dad, you made a commitment, okay? You made a commitment to your partner and your children to be the best version of yourself. I believe that achieving the best version of yourself requires a balance of work time and playtime. However, that playtime must be earned by attempting to be the best version of yourself. And the key word is attempting, because no one will ever become the best version of themselves. I don't care what anybody says. But one can always work towards it. Playing the dad game on a daily basis keeps me grounded and at peace when performing my daily daddy duties every day. The dad game helps me achieve the balance between full-time stay-at-home fatherhood and the things I like to enjoy. Now, have I ever lost the dad game? Yeah, I have. It wouldn't be a game if the player never lost, would it be? Isn't that the point of the game? In the next episode of the Dad Games podcast, I'll go into what losing the dad game looks like for me. And yes, if I lose the dad game for the day, then I failed to earn the video game. Yeah, I actually do it. Honest accountability is everything when playing the dad game. New episodes of the Dad Game will drop every Friday. DMG Live is also Friday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope to see you when I'm live and in the chat. If you're new to the channel and you like what you see, and I hope you do, then be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to Dad Bod Gaming if you're new. Give a follow on Twitch, and please follow Dad Bod Gaming on all social platforms, as there's different content on each of these platforms, and I hope you enjoy it all. Until next time, my friends, this is the Dad Games podcast. Be good to each other, and happy gaming.